another Sunday fun day from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware. I'm Marshal Manlove from Delaware Sports and my Sports Reports, Part 3 today. Been at this since like 7 o'clock this morning. That would include so what's that, 5, 6 hours, something like that? Another hour to go. Imagine what could I possibly do if I just did this full time. Could do a lot of stuff, I guess. So the first part, if you didn't have a chance to watch that, was some recaps of some scores from Friday and Saturday. And part 2 here was a look at the soccer tournament. This will be about the field hockey tournament, but before I get into this, I just want to point out that I am well aware that I am just some dude with just some opinion. I've been doing this a long time, although it just recently started again a little over a month ago. And the reason I started to do this again, was because of all the negativity in the world. So it gets depressing, man. It is depressing. It's depressing to watch and read social media and the 24-hour, 7-day-a-week news cycle and the sensationalism we see on TV news. It's depressing, man. It's also depressing to see that trickle into pro sports. So I'm someone who suffers from depression normally. Like all my life, I'm somebody who just, it's horrible. The depression is horrible, man. It really is. So you pile all that stuff onto that, like, I need to do something for my own sanity. And what better way to overcome some of that by just talking about stuff that I like, which is sports. I like local sports, and I've been at it since the 90s in one form or another. So that's one reason to do it. Another reason is to help other people perhaps take their mind off some of this stuff, but I really just only want to talk about positive things. I want to talk about the people that participate in these sports. First and foremost. Secondarily are the results of these games, right? Because there are other lessons to be learned from participating and competing in sports. But the result of all that is a result. People win, people lose, people score goals, hit home runs, score touchdowns. Some people don't score goals, don't score touchdowns. That's all part of it. But let's just not lose sight of the fact that what we're just trying to do here is have some fun, say nice things about people, do a little analysis, a little opinion, and have fun. That's it. Have fun, right? If you would be so kind as to subscribe to my channel, My Sports Reports. The reason it's called My Sports Reports is because I would like to speak about sports from other states at some point, or at least find some people who would like to talk about sports from outside of the Delaware boundaries, who perhaps, and anyone will, know more than what I do. But I need a certain amount of subscribers for a couple different reasons here. If you don't like YouTube, I'm on rumble.com too. It's My Sports Reports. I'm also on twitch.tv, although that's a gaming site. We are there broadcasting live. Let's see. Yes, we are live there, live YouTube, live on my personal Facebook page until such time as I do the bulk of live streaming to Delaware Sports Facebook page. and then ultimately onto the My Sports Reports Facebook page. That's what's up. Now, let's take a look at the Delaware State High School Field Hockey Championships, the Delaware Interscholastic Athletic Association High School Field Hockey Championships. You know, in 2009, there was a major shift in power in Delaware field hockey in high school level. For a very long time, Tower Hill was the team to beat in Delaware. Occasionally, some other team would crack the ice, take a title, but the Hillers were a dynasty. Then in 2009, something happened. Sussex Tech won 2 straight titles out of the Henlopen Conference. And at that point, the field hockey tournament had all the teams still in there. Then in 2011, Cape Henlopen started their own dynasty, winning the next 5 titles for them against Delmar, who's Division II, Cape Division I. Delmar won the last combined state title with all of the teams competing in the tournament in 2016 against Cape Henlopen to end Cape's dynasty as a combined entity. And then when the state divided field hockey into 2 divisions for state championship tournaments, the Wildcats and the Vikings have run the table since 2017. It's likely that both teams will do so again this year. But of course, anything can happen. Both teams have to stay healthy and the weather has to cooperate. But let's take a look at both of these divisions, and we'll start with Division 2. The number 1 seed is Delmar out of the Henlopen South. They're the overall Henlopen Conference champion, and they are 16-0. They only allowed 4 goals all year, 2 of them to Cape, and they scored 139 goals. Their head coach is Jody Holloman, who has led them to the past 5 state championships, 1 combined, 4 Division II. What's scary about this team is that they only have 3 seniors. One of them is goalie Kelly Davis. Macy Bradford, Josie, and Jordan Holloman score most of the goals, but in the championship game just yesterday against Cape, freshman Layla Brown scored an important goal. Ella Shockley, Rachel, and Chundia are names to watch, and just watching this team in general will be a treat. They will take on the winners of number 8 Concord and number 9 Caravel. Concord is 10-3-1 out of the Blue Hen Flight B Conference. They're coached by Sandy Wormus. And we might have Sandy come in to talk about field hockey and perhaps swimming as well. I know her for a long time. And provided that she has some time in between seasons to do so, we'll talk to her, hopefully. The Raiders started slow, but won their last 6 games of the year and have momentum heading into the tournament. Momentum is definitely key. You have to be playing at your peak at the right time, and this is the right time, the state tournament. Mackenzie Camp, Madison Steinberg, might be Steinberg, I might have spelled that wrong, and Olivia Rafferty are names to watch for the Raiders. They will play host to number 9 Caravel, 8-4-3. The Buccaneers are a non-conference squad. They're coached by Sarah Brohl and have the advantage of scheduling a tough schedule, if they so choose, every year. They've seen a few of the tougher Southern teams and held their own all year. Haley and Hayden Haynes will give the Raiders a lot to handle. They have Archmere and Common on their schedule. Caravel beat Archmere. Concord did not, but both of those games were early in the year. Number 4 is Sussex Academy in the top bracket, the top part of the bracket that features Delmar. They're out of the Henlopen South, and they are 12-3 on the year. They had nice wins against Dover, Sussex Central, Polytech, Lake Forest, and Indian River. They fell, as everyone else did this year, to Delmar, and early in the year to Newark Charter. They're coached by Maxine Fluardi. Morgan and Madison Leeper contribute on the offense, and Callie Short scores a bunch for the Seahawks. Number 5, Tatnall will face number 12 Delaware Military, and the winner will play Sussex Academy. The Hornets are 12-3 out of the Independent Conference. They only lost to 3 teams, and they were seeded higher than they are in this event. They had nice wins against Caravel and Padua, beat Tower Hill both times this year. They're coached by Kelsey Martin. Junior Rachel Whitehead comes into this tournament hot and was just named one of Tatnall's Athletes of the Week for the school. Grace Hill will be between the pipes for the Hornets. Delaware Military is out of the Diamond State Conference. They're 8-7, coached by Carly Becker. Emerson Ruggiero and Madison Hazuski are offensive threats for the Seahawks. Goalie Adriana Paladinetti is their goalie. She had a great game for the ages this year, recording 44 saves in one contest against the Charter School of Wilmington. That mark, by the way, was the second highest total in one game in NFHS sanctioned and recorded history. So she can kick it away from the goal. Number 2, Archmere is out of the Diamond State Conference. They're 12-3 on the year. Their head coach, Heidi Deloso. They beat both Tatnall and Delaware Military during the regular season. The Hornets, they beat 1-0 and DMA 5-0. They also finished their last 2 games strong with wins against Newark Charter and Wilmington Charter. Bella Deloso and Emma Joffrey are goal-scoring threats for the Auks. Have a Twitch viewer. Yo to my viewer. Got my hands full. Can't type yo to my viewer right now. Excuse me for that. The Auks await the winner of the Lake Forest St. Mark's game, a match of Spartans. Lake Forest Spartans, St. Mark's Spartans. The Lake Forest Spartans are 10-5 out of the Henlopen South. 2 of their losses were to Delmar and Cape, but they had good wins against Sussex Tech late in the year and early in the year against Caravel, Polytech, Sussex Central, and Indian River. They're coached by Michelle Tucker. They have a very balanced scoring attack. Maya Jester and Roxanne Troutman are a couple of forwards to watch. The St. Mark's Spartans, 9-5-1. They're coached by Lori Schweitzer. They just had a big win against Wilmington Charter late in the year to give them some momentum heading into the tournament. Leah Palla and Lindsay Sawyer. Lindsay Sawyer, the brain juice going. Messed up a kid's name. Don't like when I do that. Lindsay Sawyer are key contributors for St. Mark's on offense. Number 3 is Newark Charter out of the Diamond State Conference. They're 13-2. The bracket says 12-3, but it is 13-2. Losing only to number 2 Archmere and Wilmington Charter out of Division 1. They've beaten DMA, Caravel, St. Mark's, Tatnall, and Sussex Academy in this field, so they are battle-tested. Stacy Spiker is their head coach. Jess Weller wasn't the volleyball coach. Stacy Spiker would be a good replacement. If she knows anything about volleyball. Anyway. Senior forward Brenna Ziegler leads the offense. Ella Solinsky provides another scoring option for the Patriots. Number 6, Wilmington Friends will play number 11, Brandywine, to see who plays the Patriots in the quarterfinals. The Quakers of Wilmington Friends are out of the independent conference. They were 11-2-2. They split the season series with Tatnall in conference and beat and tied Tower Hill throughout the year. They were strong out of conference as well with a good tie against Concord. They were unfortunate to see Delmar early in the year, or perhaps having that experience will help them in this tournament. They're coached by Scott Clothier and spread the offense around rather well. Madeline Rowland is a junior, and senior Margot Gramiak are key contributors on offense for the Quakers. The Bulldogs of Brandywine out of the Blue Hen Flight B Conference enter the tournament 12-2-1. Good year for the Dogs, coached by Peter Mizell. Jillian Vandenbroek is their key scoring threat. Delmar is the clear favorite in this tournament. The other bracket will feature a couple great matchups, and if I see any seeded underdog advancing into at least the semifinals, I would say it's Lake Forest, who would then have to get past Archmere. I see Caravel, Tatnall, Lake, and Friends moving on. I'll go with Sussex Academy to take on Delmar in the semis. Newark Charter advancing to take on Lake. Let's go further out onto the limb there and say it's Delmar. That's not onto the limb, but I'm going to say they take on Lake Forest in the final of D2. A lot of talking today. A lot of typing, writing, and talking. I'm getting hungry now. Only had a couple protein bars. It's time to eat. Got to wrap this up. But I'm going to take my time and give it the justice this deserves. Then, I will give lunch all it deserves. In Division 1, the number 1 seed is, of course, the Cape Henlopen Vikings. They come into the tournament 14-2, only losing to Delmar all year, both by 2-1 scores. As stated, they are the 4-time defending Division 1 champion. Led by head coach Kate Austin, the Vikings outscored their opponents 117-9, with 4 of those goals coming from Delmar. Seniors Reagan Shabatoni and Elizabeth Rishko get a lot of attention, as does junior Louise Rishko. Morgan Newcomb is their goalie. They will play number 8, only 8 teams in the Division 1 tournament. Did I not have the Division 2? I did not have the Division 2 bracket up there while I was talking about it. There's the Division 2 bracket, by the way. Rookie mistake there. There's Division 2. Back to Division 1, which you've been looking at anyway for the last 15 minutes. Maybe I should put the Division 2 bracket up there while I talk about Division 1. Yeah, let's do that. No, let's not. I'm still not going to edit the videos. Okay, I'm not going to redo this. I should, but I'm not going to. The Vikings will play number 8 Dover, also out of the Henlopen North. The Senators are 8-6-1 on the year. During the regular season meeting, Cape won 8-0. Maddie Cook is the Senators' head coach. Elena Gigliotti is an offensive weapon for Dover. The other piece of the top part of the bracket features number 4 Sussex Tech versus number 5 Polytech, both also from the Henlopen Conference North. The Ravens 10-5 on the year. The Panthers 8-6-1. Polytech won their regular season meeting 2-1. The Ravens, coached by Dom Scott, Carly Penrod, and Tori Adams, are the featured scorers for Sussex Tech. Polytech is coached by Tori Huck. I'm assuming it's Huck. They held their own against both Cape and Delmar, comparatively speaking, this year, as was the case with all of the Henlopen Conference teams. They all play tough schedules against each other. Sophomore Kylie Levere and Megan Pop are Panthers to watch on offense. The bottom part of the overall tournament bracket is led by the number 2 seed, the Force of Wilmington Charter, out of the Diamond State Conference. 5 of the 8 teams in this bracket are from the Henlopen Conference. Charter's 13-2, having started the season 10-0. Michelle Gunther is their head coach. Marie Brainerd, Natalie Fusco, or Fusco. I know some Fuscos around here, but when I was a kid, I grew up with a family of Fuscos. So, I'm going to go with Fusco. And Ellery Underhill scored the bulk of goals for the Force. They will play number 7 Padua, who they beat 3-2 during the year. The Pandas come into the tournament 7-7-1. They took on a tough schedule, though, including Cape and Delmar in this division, and Cape in this division, but also took on Delmar. And in this division, I botched that up. Cape in this division, they also played Delmar, St. Mark's, and Caravel in Division 2, top seeds over there. So this is a good quarterfinal contest between Padua and Wilmington Charter. The Pandas are coached by Paul Zelenak. Their offense features Chloe Wenner, Ava Getty, and Maddie Moser. The other quarterfinal game will pit number 3 Smyrna against number 6 Appoquinimink. The Eagles, 12-3 out of the Henlopen North. They, as well as most of the other Henlopen Conference teams, lost to Cape and Delmar. They beat Padua in this bracket 5-1. The Eagles are coached by Levita Moffett. A lot of scoring threats on the Eagles. Watch for Reese and Reagan Necrelli, London Bebout, B-E-B-O-U-T, Bebout, and Drew Moffett as well. The Jaguars of Appoquinimink, 10-5 out of the Blue Hen Conference, Flight A, and coached by Shannon Strasser. I beg your pardon. They are coached by Shannon Strasser. They started off the season 2-4, found their groove to make it to this 8-team tournament with an 8-1 run there toward the end of the year. Juliana Kramer and Allison Morgan pace the Jaguar attack. I see Cape, Polytech, Charter, and Smyrna moving forward with Cape into the final along with Smyrna. It's my dumb opinion that Cape will win their 5th straight D1 championship. So, that's that. Take it for what it's worth. It's for entertainment purposes only, naturally. Just having fun here, talking about high school sports and not talking about the negative stuff. It's all brought to you by me, Marshal Manlove, comedy hypnotist. Want to have a pretty amazing, funny show for your holiday event, fundraiser, corporate event, anywhere in the country, anywhere outside the country as well that speaks English. It's just because I don't speak enough French, even though I'm learning it, to do my whole entire show in French. So, doing that. Trying to learn how to speak French at an advanced age, but primarily English speaking audiences will have a great time at one of these. That's MarshalManlove.com. You want to quit smoking, lose weight, enhance performance? Visit my hypnotherapy site at firststatehypnosis.com. And if you would like to sell a house, buy a house in Delaware, Maryland, or Pennsylvania, visit me at marshalmanlove.foxroach.com. Would you like to feature your business here on a broadcast? It will not cost you anything except a little bit of work. All I ask is that you find an athlete and make them your athlete of the week or month. Doesn't matter. Do that. Send me information, including a picture and the accomplishments of said athlete to mysportsreports@gmail.com. I'll reach back to you and find out how I can promote your business, your product, your service, your website, whatever that might be. Be happy to do that. And if you would like to be a reporter on Delaware Sports or My Sports Reports in any way, shape, or form, reach out to me and I am happy to bring you in. No money for it yet, but I'll be happy to promote anything. And if and when such time happens where I do generate revenue, I will hire people to help me. That's how it works, right? You want to hire someone, you pay them. If you don't want to pay anybody, you have to beg for their help. If you would like to recommend somebody for me to interview on here, we can bring them in via Zoom. I'm happy to do that. I have an open invitation. I send open invitations to all high school coaches throughout the state and talk about their team and their player. You are always welcome to do so. Doesn't have to be a high school team. If you have a club team that you'd like to talk about, some of the players on there, doesn't have to be high school aged kids either. It could be middle school kids. It could be adults. I'm happy to talk about adult sports here also. All right. Okay. Well, it's time to eat. I don't know that I will do anything tomorrow on Monday, the 8th. There might be a couple things I might want to discuss, but likely not. Since I'm loaded up here today, over an hour worth of stuff. Whew. All right, that's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Marshal Manlove, and now I am gone. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.